Hi, good evening all of you. I am trying to connect this video, but I'm not able to make it horizontal. So, okay, let us go ahead with the same discussion topic on PDCA. And you know the meaning of PDCA? Plan, do, check, and action, right? So, just bear with me for this today's training session. Again, I need to do some fine tuning for making the video horizontal, but hope you will understand the things. My main purpose is to make this video successful so that the next training session whatever I am conducting that will click the activate the offer by the YouTube so that everyone will get the certification for the next Saturday session. My name is Hitendra Kumar Shah. I am a CGMP compliance consultant, trainer and auditor from NADH plus JXP Compliance Services. And today we are discussing here about the PDCA. So everybody is aware that plan, do, check, action. This is what the meaning of PDCA. And we are going to discuss for specifically for root cause analysis. So what is the main purpose of this session is to make all aware about the root cause analysis, how you can have different tools, and with that how you can correlate with the PDCA. That is what the today's point. So without wasting time, let us go ahead with our today's discussion. So yeah, there will be some time maybe requiring to display the image, but don't worry. Yeah, now the image is visible to all of you. I think everything is correct. I think I'm audible and you are able to view the screen, and you can raise the questions so that I can go through the chat box and I can respond to your all questions. This is a live session, and same way I am trying for a live session in the future, but for that I am trying to make it in a horizontal way. But no problem. Still you are able to view the screen because I have put my another additional screen here to understand the things. So now here, this is what the funnel shape you can see here. So here, forget about the plan, do, check, action first of all. So how we need to do the investigation, that is what I am now focusing here with respect to the root cause analysis, and then at that time I will explain you about the PDCA. Okay. Now here you can see here three stages are there: initial problem perception, clarify the problem and the real problem, and then locate the area point. Means what happened? You have to narrow. I think I will not use this color because everything is red color. So we need to make the focus on the topic, and we need to make it narrowing the search. Means what exactly? Suppose you got the complaint or any problem, you have to narrow it. You have to understand what is the problem, because most of the time, like suppose if it is a market complaint, you will get the complaint about some different terminals, that the product is not the same product, a product looks a different product. So you need to understand that what is expectation. So clarify the problem is a very important thing. Once you get the complaint or once you get the deviations, the clarification or understanding the problem is very important, and that is called the defining the problem. Define exact what is the problem. Once you define what is exact the problem, because what happened, I told you the example that if there is a complaint that some different product is there, it looks like some different product. So is there any contamination, mix up, or some different things are there? If it is a mix up, it will be very critical. But sometimes what happens, the customer may be layman and customer send the complaint as it is. So that is the reason defining the problem is a very important, and what exactly the customer is expecting about the problem. Then once you define the problem, identify the what is real problem. So suppose if you have a problem related to, for example, say example, there is a different product. So you need to ask more and more information about what exact product, what type of exact the person is asking, what type of photographs are sent along with the complaint. That all you need to understand, you need to evaluate so that you will able to get the real problem. Real. You don't just go ahead, go on investigation based on the comment or the text given by the customer. Customer may be the layman, but for you that text may be very critical. So understand the problem. Sometimes the customer may raise the the complaint like missing tablet in a blister. Now how many tablets are missed? Whether whole blister is whether suppose one blister is of 10 tablets, whole blister is empty, or some tablet of the blisters are empty. That you need to understand so that based on that you will be able to identify the real problem. So this is then what happened once you identify the real problem, where this problem might have occurred. So that is called location, where this problem occur. Suppose it is a packaging related defect where there is a missing tablet, for example, then it is related to the packaging area or particular packaging machine. So you evaluate that with respect to the area or point of the cause. Once you all evaluate, you will able to identify some probable cause or point of cause. So you will get all this evaluation, then you will get the probable cause. You can see here. Once you got the probable cause, now there will be not only one cause, there may be multiple causes. Right? Multiple causes. Then you have to ask, why? Why this is a problem? Why this is a problem? Why this happened? Why this happened only in this product? Why this problem happened only with respect to this machine? Why not the other? Go on asking the question, why? And then you will get a root cause. Now, when you understand this, so here what you are doing, here whole, you are doing the planning. So that is called the planning. So it is called the plan. This whole area of your investigation process is called the plan. And once you plan it and you identify the root cause, then what? Many people will say, we will implement the kappa. Kappa means corrective action, preventive action, right? Corrective action, preventive action. But before corrective and preventive action, you have to implement or you have to take a action for correction. So immediately you have to take some actions. This is called a countermeasure. So what you have to do? You have to take some countermeasure to fight with that problem. Otherwise what happens if you identify the problem and you identify that the missing tablet is related to the specific equipment packaging line and there is a problem with respect to, let us say, the camera check. Then what will happen? Then the problem will be whatever the camera problem is there and you will go on doing the corrective action, preventive action implementation, but are you going to stop that machine? So you have to have immediate correction, you have to have immediate countermeasure so that the next product which is your packing, they should be defect free. That is the reason the countermeasure or correction is a very important thing. And that you have to immediately act on that. So this is called a countermeasure. Clear? Many people forget this point. Even when you got the non-conformity observation in some inspections, then I always suggest that you focus on kappa, no problem. But you have to evaluate the immediate correction also. Most of the people forget this point in all the investigations and all the compliance writing. Once you take up corrections and all, then evaluate whether it is sufficient or not. Evaluate, and once you evaluate that whether it is sufficient or not, and you after checking you come to know that yes, whatever actions are there, they are okay, perfect. Then you implement kappa. And once you implement kappa, you standardize this kappa. Means what? You implement the kappa across all the equipments. There is no any complaint from the specific equipment, but still you have to implement the kappa for all the similar type of the equipments. If it is the equipment related kappa. So that is what the standardize the kappa. And then Yokoten. This is again missing in most of the companies, and this is called Yokoten means what? Sharing the best practices. Now, why I am discussing this? Because as per ICH Q10, it is a requirement. ICH Q10, it is a requirement, that is a continuous improvement. So my dear friend, are you complying to this continuous improvement? Means what? You have to share the best practices. You need to have a procedure or practice to share these good practices across everywhere. Means in your different plants. So this is called the Yokoten. So now if you go through this detail, you can see from identifying the problem to identifying the problem, understanding the problem, and focus or identify the final root cause, that is called the plan. Then you have to implement the immediate correction. I am not using corrective preventive action wording, my dear friend. Correction, that is comes under do, because you have to implement immediately. Then you have to check it whether whatever the corrections are there, they are successful, satisfactory or not. And then you have to implement kappa, standardize it across all the equipments. If it is equipment related kappa, if it is a training related, standardize as per your procedure that the training should be provided to the concerned personnel which are related to that problem. And then you have to share this practice, good practice, to everybody. So this comes under the act. So if you see here, the PDCA, plan, do, check and act. So this PDCA can be used for problem solving, or you can say the investigation of all the problems. Hope you understand this point very clearly and this topic is clear to all of you. So this training I took it for, again I am telling you, and thank you so much for your kind attendance. I request all of you, please subscribe this YouTube channel if you have not subscribed, and hit the like button so that everybody will get the benefit of this training session. And next training session I will see the results, what are today's training session results. Based on that we will have the next Saturday training session, that if it is successful, then the next Saturday training session whatever will be there, that will be a big training session for about 1 hour session, and where everyone will get the certification. That is what I am trying for all of you. This is what from my side. So thank you so much, and ensure all time compliance. Please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe this YouTube channel, because I have seen that when I am seeing the views, so 50% views of the video is from the subscriber, while the remaining 50% are non-subscribers. So if you are not subscribed, please subscribe this. Thank you so much, and ensure all time compliance. Thank you so much.